Yeah, so today we're talking about Skeleton Ship. For the third time. Yikes. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. My name is Patrick, host of the EDH Brutality YouTube page, in which I upload Magic the Gathering content and analysis every Sunday. Before we jump right into today's video, a quick and special thanks to patrons like you for making videos like this possible. We got a very exciting month ahead of us, as well as a new and upcoming deck tech. But until then, we have some special changes to announce to my Skeleton Ship deck. Now, I've done this several times in the past, notably with my Tiny Thought deck, in which I was accused of pushing to alter and bring up the price. And I don't care how much I push that or how many times I get accused of that, because in reality, who in the right mind would ever play that as a Voltron commander? I mean, I for one can name so many better things you can buy for just $6. Certainly not an effect that phases out your lands.
Ugh, I'm not looking forward to the comments on this video.
Anyways, we've got some exciting changes to make to our Skeleton Ship today, in which I honestly consider my magnum opus of Magic the Gathering deck building. So if you're interested in taking a look at this list, we have several deck techs linked down in the description, as well as comment section below, as well as Moxfield links. If you're new here, the primary aim of my Skeleton Ship deck is to create a Rube Goldberg machine with mass untapping in what I call Twiddle Tribal. I then leverage these untappers to create various combos and outvalue my opponents with over 35 infinite combos in the deck. But for today, we're going to make just 4 changes, starting with a Tide Force Elemental. This was just one of 23 cards that had to do with untapping other various permanents. However, it doesn't really provide advantage given the fact that it's only able to target another creature, as well as the fact that I have to spend mana to activate this said ability. So with this information, I decided to swap it out with a Marvin Murderous Mimic, coming at just 2 generic mana. This 2/2 legendary artifact creature toy reads, Marvin Murderous Mimic has all activate abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. Now, I will state this does come with a far greater downside, especially early in the game if we do not have the proper permanent for this to pair with, but I figured it is cheaper mana-wise, and it pairs extremely well with cards such as a Fatal Alchemist, as well as Arcanus the Omnipotent. The next axe in this list happened to be a Talisman of Dominance, which, although is a great rock on its own, is just far too slow for its combo nature.
Bruh.
Not to mention, if I want colored mana each time I spam untap it, thanks to my various untappers, well, that damage is going to quickly add up.
Emotional damage.
So what better card to swap out other than an Azer's Gateway? For just 2 generic mana, this legendary artifact states, pay 1 generic and tap. Draw a card, then exile a card from your hand. If cards with 5 or more different mana values are exiled with Azer's Gateway, you gain 5 life, untap Azer's Gateway, and transform it, which shouldn't be too difficult to do since you are able to spam untaps within this deck. Once transformed, Azer's Gateway then turns into Sanctum of the Sun, which states, legendary land, tap to add X mana of any one color where X is your life total. Because not only are lands typically not touched in the game of Magic the Gathering, but even if you had as low as just 15 or maybe 20 life, if you are able to tap and then untap this target permanent several times per turn, you'll be generating idiotic amounts of mana, far more than the empowered auto generator. And with both on board, you shouldn't have any issue casting any spell. Our third swap comes in the form of Thornwind Fairies. And being one of 6 pingers already in the deck, I really had no problem trashing this card. So I decided to add another win con within the deck, that coming in the form of the Millennium Calendar. At just 1 generic mana, this legendary artifact reads, whenever you untap 1 or more permanents during your untap step, put that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar. Pay 2 generic mana and tap the Millennium Calendar. Double the number of time counters on the Millennium Calendar. When there are 1,000 or more time counters on the Millennium calendar, sacrifice it and each opponent loses 1,000 life. Now, I've been able to goldfish with this card quite a bit already, and it's really not too difficult to get the ball rolling here. This is a card that can come down as soon as turn 1, and with the deck's nature, it's really not difficult to tap and then untap this 4, sometimes 5 times per turn. My favorite part is it's also immune to damage prevention. Because opponents aren't being damaged, they're just losing life. And after all of that, finally, our last swap of the day is quite possibly our strongest. Taking a look at Veldelkin Humiliator. This was a great frog-like effect. However, the stipulation is it had to be during combat. And being a creature, it was a little too easy to remove. Not to mention, if I don't have the proper pieces on board, this just ends up being a dead card. So ultimately, I decided to swap this out with an Unctus Grand Metatech. Coming in just 1 generic and 2 blue mana, this 2/4 legendary artifact creature Phyrexian Veldelkin reads: other blue creatures you control have in quotations, whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. And if we pay 1 blue Phyrexian mana, he has an ability stating, until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. Activate only as a sorcery. Now, on its own, we don't care too much about this effect, but given all of our cards are concerned about tapping and untapping others, this is a fantastic piece to find those specific cards we need to combo out, which not only digs through our deck, but it may also provide viable targets for cards such as Scaretiller, which ramps us that much further. At the end of the day, I'm very excited about all of these changes as well as what they have to bring to the table. As a matter of fact, I may or may not be purchasing this deck for my brother as a Christmas gift. Going through the database, I cannot find any single card that I want in the deck at this point after this, so I guess I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on what's to be printed in the days to come. So did you like my changes? Feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. And once more, if you like this deck and would like to try it out yourself, I have the full deck text as well as list provided down in the description. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. So with that being said, if you want to stay tuned for future videos like this here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So with that said, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.